What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports. The Chiefs got Terrell Suggs. They put the claim in for the former Raven and the Cardinal for this year. And it's big news for Kansas City because Alex Okafor is out for the year. We will talk about his injury later on. But Kansas City lands Terrell Suggs. Now, the report initially when he was cut by the Cardinals was that he wants to go back to the Ravens and that he would not report to any other team that claimed him. The Chiefs called that bluff, and guess what, guys? He's going to report to the Chiefs, so no worries there. Kansas City gets their edge rusher. He will play in that 4-3 scheme off the defensive end for Kansas City, played outside the linebacker for the Cardinals this season in their 3-4 scheme. Look, the guy's still productive. He's 36, 37 years old, 5.5 sacks this year, 4 forced fumbles, 37 tackles. He's got the 8 tackles for loss. Terrell Suggs can still get it done at a very, very high level, and he brings championship pedigree, which I like a lot for this Chiefs team. Want to ask a question for you guys. What's your one-word reaction to the Suggs signing? Mine is, fuck yeah, one word. I don't know. One-word reaction to the Suggs signing for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm getting laughed at in the studio. I am pumped up. How about this? Pumped. I'm amped. Pumped. Whatever. All those are good words for the Suggs signing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Now, Terrell Suggs comes in with quite a bit of accolades. 138 sacks. Top 10 all-time. 7-time Pro Bowler. Look at what he's done. 2012 Super Bowl champion. We know what he meant to those Ravens defenses when they were good. Ray Lewis and the boys. That's why they wanted him back. Honestly, that's why he wanted to go back, because Baltimore's pretty good too. But a big get for the Chiefs defense. 7-time Pro Bowler, probably a future Hall of Famer, is Terrell Suggs. Now, I was scouring the internet. Lots of Ravens fans very, very salty that the Chiefs put out a claim and got Terrell Suggs. Well, I got news for you Ravens fans. Ravens didn't even put a claim out for Suggs. They just expected to get him after no one claimed him. Well, guess what? 49ers tried to claim him. Seattle Seahawks tried to claim him. Saints tried to claim him. Chiefs claimed him and ultimately got him. Ravens didn't even put out a claim for Suggs. Pretty arrogant to me. I guess they expected him not to report. If the Chiefs pick me up, I'm reporting because that's a pretty good team and has a chance to win a Super Bowl. That is what Terrell Suggs is doing. He is reporting to Kansas City. He will be coming off the edge for the rest of the season. Look at the depth chart as it sits right now. Of course, Okafor out for the season. He's heading to IR pretty soon. Obviously, Xavier Williams, the defensive tackle, he's on IR. They could activate him. No news yet on that. But he essentially takes Alex Okafor's spot in that starting lineup, brings Passanio on the bench, which is where he belongs as a rotation type of player. You put him next to Chris Jones, opposite of Frank Clark, this Chiefs defensive line, it can get after the quarterback, which it has a lot in recent weeks. I am fired up about this Terrell Suggs signing. And it's even more important because, guys, we lost Alex Okafor for the season. He's been in and out of the lineup this year with injury. Has had a productive season when he's been out there, but tore his pec against the Broncos on Sunday early on in that one when he sacked Drew Lock. He will miss the remainder of the season, heading to IR. It's not official yet, but I would expect that move to be made later today. Alex Okafor was having a nice season, kind of a breakout type of season. Best year he's had in 3 or 4 years. Had 5 sacks in just 10 games played. The forced fumble there, 22 tackles as well for Alex Okafor. But that's why it's even more important that you bring in a guy like Terrell Suggs who can replace some of that production coming off the edge. And if you compare these guys side by side, very similar production, 5.5 sacks to 5 sacks. Suggs has more tackles. He's been a little bit better against the run this year. The forced fumbles, QB hits are better. And I think Terrell Suggs is actually a better fit in the 4-3 at this point in his career than he is in the 3-4. Just get after the quarterback. That's all you want Terrell Suggs to do. He won't be in there a lot in rundown situations. He is there to hunt other teams' quarterbacks. Having a nice year for the Cardinals. Now he comes to Kansas City, essentially replaces Alex Okafor, who is out for the season. Guys, big game coming up for the Chiefs as they remain in the playoff hunt. We'll talk about some playoff scenarios later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. But want you guys to predict the score. Chiefs at Bears, Sunday Night Football this week. Bears have been eliminated. Kind of thought they might flex another game into Sunday night, but Everybody wants to watch Pat Mahomes in prime time. So Chiefs at Bears, predict the score. You might get hit by a YouTube ad break. If you do, this will be the pinned comment. Go reply to it. Predict the score. Chiefs at Bears this week. MVPAT is back. I think so, guys. Patrick Mahomes had a vintage game over the weekend. It's kind of been up and down in recent weeks. You guys know he's been banged up throughout the season, but he made some incredible throws against the Broncos, which is still a pretty good defense, in the snow. He made this one throw to Kelsey on the dead run about 45 yards down the field that was actually dropped, that your jaw's hitting the floor because you're like, yeah, Pat is back. Played extremely well in this game. You look at the numbers, 27 of 34, 340 yards, couple of touchdowns. Did force a pick late in the game, but it was 23-3 at the time. The game was already well out of reach. Pro Football Focus actually graded this as the second best game of Mahomes' career. The only one better, that game against the Steelers last year where he threw for 6 touchdowns. But he was terrific. He looked as healthy as he's looked maybe all season, as he's been dealing with several injuries, ankle, the dislocated kneecap, all of that stuff. He looks healthy to me. He's moving around well. He's making all the throws. The Chiefs' offense is starting to get, in full steam as we gear up for the playoffs right now. Now, guys, I'm sure some of you were at the Chiefs game over the weekend. It's cold as hell in the Midwest right now, so why not take advantage of this hoodie sale we got for you guys? Show you a couple of different pictures here, a variety of hoodies we got up to 50% off. A lot of these are anywhere from the 25 to 50% off range. Chatsports.com/Chiefs1 is the link there. And if you're like me and you wait till the last second to buy Christmas gifts, you can still get these ordered and to your home before Christmas if you choose the proper shipping method. So when you check out, make sure you click the right shipping method. You'll get that Chiefs hoodie on sale before Christmas. Chatsports.com/Chiefs1. Go ahead and order one of those today. Now, this is an interesting one, and I'm trying not to get bothered, but it just doesn't make sense. Bill Barnwell of ESPN, who actually writes a lot of good stuff, I didn't get this one. He went through the 12 playoff teams as we sit right now and gave a team that every team should want to avoid come playoff time. And for the Chiefs, he said the Chiefs want to avoid the Steelers? Has he watched Devlin Hodges play? That offense cannot move the ball. They're terrible. Now, to his credit, he pointed to the Steelers' revamped defense, their ability to get after the quarterback, which could cause problems for Patrick Mahomes, who, hint, hint, is actually very good against the blitz. But revamped secondary, I get it. The Steelers' defense is pretty good, but with the way this Chiefs' defense is playing, Devlin Hodges, yeah, he's not going to be able to score that many points against Kansas City in a road playoff game. 5 touchdowns, 6 picks. I respect the hell out of Mike Tomlin and the Steelers organization. I think they're one of the best well-run organizations in all of sports, but making the playoffs would be an accomplishment for this team with the amount of injuries they've dealt with, especially losing Big Ben at quarterback. Devlin Hodges is not beating Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game. It's just not going to happen, especially when you consider what this Chiefs defense has done the last month. Less than 12 points per game allowed. 9 forced turnovers, giving up only 83.5 yards per game rushing, under 240 passing. And look at the third down defense. 15 of 50. Teams were converting less than a third of the time the last 4 games. This Chiefs defense under Steve Spagnuolo is rolling, and we're supposed to believe that the Steelers are going to cause us problems. Not going to happen. The team I don't want to play, at least in the first round, is the Tennessee Titans. We saw what they were able to do against Kansas City about 5 weeks ago. That team scares me. Power run game with Derrick Henry. I would much rather face the Steelers in round 1. Now, if you're talking about all of the AFC playoff teams, I want to hear from you guys. Which team scares you the most in the AFC? Like I said, for round 1, if the Chiefs are the 3 seed, which we'll talk about some seeding scenarios in a minute, it's Tennessee. I would much rather play Pittsburgh than Tennessee. Throughout the playoffs, it's got to be Baltimore. I know we've beaten them the last 2 years, but the way they're playing right now, I think they're the biggest obstacle in our way in the playoffs. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Now, if you want to bet on the Chiefs this week against the Bears, and why wouldn't you? The Bears are not playing very well this year unless they're playing the Cowboys. Mitch Trubisky, he's a mess. Every time, my favorite part of watching Bears games is every time they show the graphic of Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson getting drafted after Trubisky, and it just, Bears fans can't deal with it. But if you want to bet on this game, chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code NFL120. BetDSI gives you the best deal out there because you get that 120% deposit bonus. Put down $100, you'll get $120 for free. Go ahead and get signed up with BetDSI today. Let's take a look at the current AFC playoff picture and how it factors in for the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Pretty simple at the top. Ravens 12-2. Patriots 11-3. Who the Chiefs have beaten both this season, by the way. Chiefs sit at 10-4 with the number 3 seed, and the Texans at 9-5. Big win for them over the Titans. They sit at the 4 seed. Bills clinch a playoff spot. They're at 10-4. Steelers, Titans fighting for that last playoff spot. Titans can also win the AFC South still because they play the Texans in Week 17. As it pertains to the Chiefs, though, look, this is how it sits right now. AFC West champs for the 4th straight year, clinched a couple of weeks ago. Kansas City can be anywhere from the number 1 to the number 4 seed in the AFC. They go to Chicago this weekend, then they host the Chargers in Week 17. I like the Chiefs' chances the final 2 weeks, and if you can get to 12-4, you'll have a decent chance to get a first-round bye in the AFC playoffs, which is obviously what you want in the end. Here are the scenarios for you guys, the seeding scenarios for the Kansas City Chiefs. A little complicated here, so I'll walk through it. To get the number 1 seed, and this is the most unlikely in my opinion, got to win the final 2 games against the Bears and Chargers. Baltimore would have to lose their final 2 games, and the Patriots would have to lose once because you have the tiebreaker over both of them. So that's how you'd get the number 1 seed. Pretty unlikely. I don't see Baltimore losing twice. Number 2 seed, this is more likely. You win your final 2 games, the Patriots only lose once. More than reasonable. Patriots play the Bills this week. That's a game they could lose. Number 3 seed, just got to stay ahead of Houston and Tennessee because you lost to both of them. So if you tie in the standings, they will have the tiebreaker over you, and that's how you would be the number 4 seed if Houston and or Tennessee catches Kansas City in the standings. Want to know from you guys, what will be the Chiefs seeding come playoff time in the AFC? 2 or 3 seed seems like the most likely. I'm going to say they'll be the 3 seed because I just don't trust the Bills to beat the Patriots. Even though New England has not played great in recent weeks, I still think Tom Brady finds a way to get that thing done, and they will likely win their final game as well. So I think the Chiefs will be the 3 seed. Not a bad thing, though, because you'll likely win the final 2 games with the Chiefs. You'll be having a 5-game winning streak heading into the playoffs. Don't have to worry about the off week. Get to keep it rolling in the first round. Let me know what you guys think. What seed will the Chiefs be in the AFC?